Okay, we're going to another topic. Just part of this early morning, late night stream, depending on where you are. Okay, this topic goes a little bit more in depth, and also a theory that I have when it comes to the US Israel war with Iran. Okay, so the title is: Would a US Israel war with Iran destabilize the Middle East? This is a structural analyst of arguments, regional impacts, and what really a stake for Qatar, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Bahrain, and Iran. And what just real quick before we go in depth, the reason why this is important because this does affect your life. Oil, unfortunately, is a commodity that we do not stop using, even though we do have alternatives. Natural gas is something that we can also turn to, even though these countries do sell that as well. But to me, I just think natural gas is a little bit better, more cleaner product than oil. We still will always need oil, but we don't need it as much as we can. um, I did a video on biofuels. Biofuels can replace oil when it comes to heating homes, not in cars so much. They do have them with cars, but we just like how they have gas pipelines, biofuels and biogas can be made from human waste, from animal waste, which we have a lot of animal waste from farms. Some farmers actually have created biogas and do run things off of it on farms. So it is possible, it's abundant, it's renewable human waste. It could cut down our need of oil dramatically if it was done worldwide. This has been around since the 70s. If you watch the Mel Gibson movie, Mad Max, they got the pig and all the pig waste and they're using it in the power plant. So this is something that's been known for a long time. But back to the topic, which would be the war. Okay. Yeah, this is just a restatement of it. So basically, to me, the purpose of this war is just to destabilize the Middle East, um, which a lot of wars are used to create change in areas. Basically, Iran is not part of the group, so they're being bombed. They don't want to be part of the club. Saudi Arabia is part of the club. UAE is part of the club, and the rest of the countries are part of the club. Iran, North Korea, Cuba, and a few other countries are the last few places that are not connected to the richest families around in the world that truly control the world and start all the worlds. I have no problem with them controlling the world. It's just what they're currently doing. But in this case here, just talk about just how this all plays out. I've been to Qatar many times. I've seen the man-made islands with my own eyes. Walked on them. They're very nice. It's very nice. I think everybody should see it. It shows what people can do when money, time, and effort is put to work. They can create very nice places. Don't get me wrong; it does have its problem. Do use very low skill, low workers, and have them working out in the hot sun all day. But it also does provide money for the workers as well. But in this case here, so currently, right now, the Gulf states they're very wealthy. They're money on top of money on top of money. Beyond oil and liquefied natural gas. When they created that, that created another large income for them. So these countries have become very wealthy over a short period of time. They've also, because they've built their cities so great, tourism. You always hear about people going to Dubai. But if you just want to see how it just is over there, I would say it's nothing wrong with taking a trip. Don't go through it in the summer though; it's too hot. This war will eventually end, but it's just something just to see. I wouldn't say go there to shop; it's very expensive to go there. But that's why I see this war is to stop that. Um, We have a term that talks to countries that are destabilized as shithole countries, but you also need to go back and study how those countries got their way, how war created those countries, how those countries were once doing very well, but war changed those countries. Iran is one of those countries that war changed. Afghanistan is one of those countries that war changed. Iraq is a country that war changed. If you look back at the images of Iran in Afghanistan in the 1970s, you would see, oh, it's completely different than how it is now. It wasn't great, it wasn't perfect, but it was better than what it is now. War happened, and the US kind of played a role in that into changing those countries, such as what they're doing now. Regime change is not the best thing. So currently, right now, like I was saying, the Gulf states, they are doing very good business, making a lot of money. They actually invest in the tech community. The AI is heavily, the money comes from these places: US, UAE, Qatar, Jordan. They invest in the United States. They have trillions in foreign investment, and this war is hurting that, and it's also hurting their country. As I was saying, these countries have made decades of progress from what they once were to what they are now. They have huge oil exports, which have been damaged. Their infrastructure also has been damaged. Foreign investments have stopped. People are trying to get out of the country, and it's creating social unrest, refugee statuses, which they will get a hold of. Their society is a little different. Their people do come together to help each other. If you're a citizen, if you're not a citizen, then you kind of got a problem. You need to get out of there until they get everything better under control. When I mean a citizen, a real citizen, mean that you are Arab or one of the cultures that are connected that do actually belong there. You're not basically an outsider. Saying it's not like in a negative way on it, but they'll just take care of their people and they'll get them back on their feet. But that's the biggest thing that's in threat. The oil industry, the infrastructure is good, and this is one thing that I know for sure. If there was an alternative energy in places like Qatar, Bahrain, they would use them. They would use them in their country and just export more of the oil to other countries, such as they do use a lot of solar panels, and they improve the solar panels for their desalination plants, and they improve their desalination um, uh, uh, um, technology to where it's not so energy abundant. A lot of people say that we don't use it like in the United States. Texas, California should all be using desalination, but they said we don't do it because it causes a lot of energy. But that as of now, but if you keep using it and you keep improving it, like the iPhone 1 to the iPhone 22, whatever we're on now, there's great improvement on it. These countries are very important because we don't need more stabilized countries. We've already destabilized Libya, which was a good country, but now it is a safe haven for terrorism because it's such hard living because they're destabilized countries. We do not destabilize countries. When you have destabilized country, you have people that are desperate. It breeds terrorism, it breeds hate, it breeds fire, and it brings even more pain. One for the people that live there that did nothing for the cause it, but then it will spread worldwide. Uh, so my thing is, I believe that Israel started this war just to destabilize the country. So if the United States is busy with Iran, whether they win is not school, it doesn't matter. While this is going on, Israel is bombing Lebanon, and they're trying to get people to leave South Lebanon so they can move in and take that land. Israel wants the land south of Lebanon, and they want the land in Syria. They're very greedy, and they want more. Not all the Israeli citizens, the Israeli government. I'm gonna say that again, not the U.S. Israeli citizens, but the Israeli government. They promote this. They just want more and more and more. They truly believe that everything belongs to them. It doesn't, and they're causing wars because of it. Now, not to say that they get along with the Iranians. The Iranians are not their best friends, but we have reached a point to where we're smarter that bombing and is not the best way because it just leads to other bombing and more war, which That goes back to what I'm talking about on this one. In some cases, people want that. They're happy this war is happening because the bombing that killed all the school children in Iran will lead to more people hating the United States. So then they're going to attack Israel. Then children in Israel are getting killed, so they hate the Iranians. So that way, more bombs, more missiles, more guns, more bullets are bought. People make more money. So that's why I believe that this war was started not to defeat Iran, not to cause a regime change, but just to destabilize the region. So now Qatar, UAE, Saudi Arabia, they will buy more weapons from the US. But also other countries, while this country's war is happening, they are buying oil from the United States. They are buying gas from the United States. They are Israel still exporting natural gas, which is a lot of it, which is in Gaza as well, is being exported. So a lot of money is being made. So this kind of goes in the short term. We have the oil price shock, which everybody knows about. Oil prices got over to $120. Some say it may go to 200, which would be very bad. And you can see with the gas prices going up, that is price gouging because the gas station will say, well, because of the oil price went up, but the gas that they bought was not at the oil price of $100. This just happened. It takes a while for them to process that gas, but they immediately bring the price up. But then when the price of oil goes down, they immediately don't bring it down. They wait to do it. So that's how they make money. Okay. So one of the short term things is that, of course, we got the oil price shoot up. We also have humanitarian crisis. You have where people homes have been blown up, people have died, as I talked about earlier. The school that was blown up, and the school children were killed. So loss of life has happened on both sides. Then we have 12 Americans dead, and a dozen injured. So some families grieving because their children didn't come home, or their son or husband didn't come home, brother because somebody did not come home. Israel's being bombed as well, and also other countries are being bombed and people are being killed. The oil storage is being blown up, sending all of the fumes from the fires into the air. When it rains, it comes down. It's very toxic for people. It's toxic for the land. If they have farms there, all the crops are now infected with that, and will have to be discarded. The land will have to be cleaned up, which is possible. The earth is very resilient in that from it because basically it just soils back in the ground, and over time it just goes back into the ground. Only the current crops will have to just be cleaned, depending on what the crop is. Uh, but that is an issue. And then we have displacement. Long term is geopolitical realignment. Gulf states. We don't know exactly what the geopolitical realignment will be, but currently, right now, it's still at a to be known. Economic regression. Yes, the United States has just spent a lot of money. The Pentagon's asking for $200 billion on top of the money that they already get, which the United States doesn't have it, which means more inflation, which means harder times for U.S. citizens. This also can help Iran move back to more where they were before the Shah and the whole thing that happened with the Shah, what the United States actually caused to happen back in the 60s and the 70s. There's many videos on YouTube. You can read up on that, how Iran became the way it is now. Please do research on that for it. But yes, we're waiting to see what the geopolitical outcome will be. But the long term, that is the biggest thing people want to see. Will U.S. troops be on ground? I know we have Marines that are in the area. I hope that they do not put them on the ground. I hope that it's just posturing, showing that we can. Okay, the human cost of the war is something I just talked about. In Iran, they have economic collapse when they were already strained with unemployment and inflation, and now this will make it even worse. You also are going to have a health crisis, first from pollution through the destruction of the oil wells. Oil is leaking into everything, into the fresh water, into their sewage, causing a crisis when there was already a water shortage. Now there's more problems. Um, medical will be a big issue. Also, food insecurity. Like I was saying, the polluted land can pollute crops, causing food problems, and also with supply chains causing issues to get supplies in. The good thing is they are close to Afghanistan and other countries that they can actually move supplies in from those routes. So it's not a complete disaster at this time, but it can become. Trump is talking about destroying their power plants, which put all those people in the dark, causing more hardship for the people. Also, as I said, Israel, while this is going on, they are fighting in Syria and Lebanon, trying to create what they call a buffer zone. They want to take southern land in Lebanon and land in Syria, and reshape their border, which they've been fighting for a long time, but they were supposedly in a ceasefire, now starting back up. Another talk about the humanity toll. I already talked about this a little bit just to kind of go over it. We got US and allied forces. We have deaths. We have Iranian forces, their military deaths. And then we have the civilian non combatants, families, children, elderly. They're built the greatest cause of every conflict because they have nothing to do with it. They have no control. They're just caught in the middle and they just want the war to end. So, is the US and Israel really fighting for liberation of the Iranian, aka the Persian people, or is this just for profit? The stated goal was to neutralize Iranian nuclear program, protect the region, allies. But when they did the first bombing before this war started, they said that they had took out the nuclear sites, and there it was done. It was done. It was they had lost their capability to make a nuclear weapon. But now it's changed to where it's all about the oil, getting control of the oil, getting straits of hormoz open, and just taking it, and I'll just destroy you. Is At first it was just about the nuclear program. Now it's going to something else. That's also known as mission creep, to where they say the war is for one thing, over time it grows. And while all this is going on and time is going on, the war profiteers are getting rich and wealthy. These are the contractors, and also the people that make the bombs. They get very wealthy during this time while this is occurring. And I think that's what the goal is. What the numbers show. The Gulf sovereign wealth of the Gulf states, UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia is at 3 trillion. They have 20% of the global oil transit, potential displacement of 17 million people. Where are these people going to go? Most of them, I think they'll just remain in place. Arabs are very stubborn. They're not just going to leave. And not to say I completely on the Iran side. They do cause wars, but it's just better way of doing this. Iran, Hezbollah, they fund fighting. But the problem I just hate is this is just where all the grown men should just be able to sit down and they could work this out without people dying. But the fighting, the bombing makes people money, so that's why it remains. Way both sides demand accountability. Goes back to what I just said. This war needs to end. And this war is asking, masking the Ukraine Russia war, another war that needs to end. The Sudan war that needs to end. The Congo, which is just always fighting. Also, what's going on in Haiti? That's something that we easily could go in and solve. And they're talking about going to Cuba when the country is broke and people are starving. Cuba, you don't need to bomb Cuba. You don't need a military in Cuba. Um, the people don't like their government, but they also don't want America coming in and telling them what to do. Uh, So yeah, we also always talk about people and accountability, and this is something that's very hard because we have no control over this. People say vote them out, but then you're voting for the same people. They just wear two different bumper stickers: Republican, one Democrat. They're the same people. There's really, sadly, I know we said we're a democracy, but there's nothing we could do. Only thing we can do is just speak out and say that is wrong. Yeah. All right. And that is the topic on the war.